Jai Shri Mataji. Let us all raise our Kundalini, put ourselves in Bandhan, and do Pranam to Shri Mataji. We can place both our hands on the Mother Earth. Shri Mataji, please absorb all our negativities into the Mother Earth. Shri Bhumi Devi, please suck in all our badhas and cleanse us. We can offer the mantra to Shri Adi Bhumi Devi. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Adi Bhumi Devi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We can place our left hand back on our lap, keeping our right hand on the ground. Let's put our attention on our left side. Shri Bhairava, please absorb all the negativities and badhas from our left side. Please draw out all the heaviness and clear out the catches. We'll offer the mantra to Shri Mahakali Bhairava. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahakali Bhairava Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We can bring both our hands back on our lap and raise our left hand towards the air element. Let's put our attention on the right side and pray to Shri Hanumana. Please cool down our right side. Shri Himalaya, please cleanse our liver. Please balance our right side. We'll offer the mantra to Shri Mahasaraswati Hanuman. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Maha Saraswati Hanuman Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. We can bring our hands back down to our lap and we'll place our attention on the center channel, the Sushumna Nadi. Shri Mataji, please bring us into the center. Please keep our attention at the Sahasrara, inside ourselves. We can offer the mantra to Shri Mahalakshmi Ganesh. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Let's take our attention to the Sahasrara Chakra. Shri Mataji, please let us be the witness. Please bring us into the state of meditation. Shri Mataji, please take away our thoughts. Please let us attain the state called as Nirvikalp, Shri Nirvikalp Samadhi. Tvameva sakshat Shri Nirvikalpa Samadhi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. We can offer the three Mahamantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunathmikaha Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swami Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We can all stand up to welcome Shri Mataji. We can all bow down to Shri Mataji. Jai Shri Mataji. On this auspicious occasion of Shri Guru Purnama, Shri Mataji, we, your children, the Sahaj Yogis, have gathered here to worship you, our Divine Mother, and our primordial Guru. Shri Mataji, thank you for considering us worthy to receive the blessings of self-realization and to offer puja at your lotus feet. Tonight, let us meditate on Sri Adi Guru Dattatreya as well as each of the 10 Adi Gurus as we listen to Shri Mataji's excerpts on each Guru and thank our Gurus for their individual qualities and the contributions they have made to bringing us closer to achieving our self-realization. Jai Shri Mataji.
Actually, we should say the main gurus are 10, but there are many other gurus. And these 10 gurus could be described as Raja Janaka, then Moses, Abraham, and in modern times we can say Muhammad Sahib, and even up to Shirdi Sainath in Shirdi. That force came in for a short time and then he disappeared. Nobody knows how he came there, he lived there, and he died. Also, if you know Nanaka, he was also the same force, the same primordial master who was born on this earth. Now, this is not a time to tell about individual people, but I think one day I will talk to you only on this subject of the gurus. So, these gurus first started under the primordial master himself, who was called as Dattatreya. And this Dattatreya is the one who is comprising all these forces, the, the existence force and the evolutionary force and the creative force, all of them in its innocence. I don't know if you understand it, but there's a story about them is that there are three deities which belong to these three forces. The left one is Shiva's force. Then the right one is Brahmadeva's force. And the central one is Vishnu's force. So they say that all these three gods felt that the wife of Dattatreya was a great devoted woman. And she would, with her powers, can curse anyone she feels like. So they wanted to take her test and wanted to find out how far she was a devoted wife. So they went to her and they told her that we want some alms. And in India, it is regarded as a great honor to be able to give somebody alms who come to your house. And three saints, they were dressed up as saints, they came on the door. So when they asked for alms, she said, all right, I will get you some alms. They said, no, we'll come inside the house and you have to become completely naked and then give us the alms. Because to become naked before a man, you lose all your powers as a devoted wife, as a sati. She said, all right, if you say so, I will do. And she started taking out her clothes. As soon as she touched her clothes, you see, they became small children, absolutely small children. She took out her clothes and gave them the alms. So these three small children put together make the Dattatreya, is the Guru, is the one who is innocent like a child. Innocent like a child who has no sense of sex. So we come to conclusion, a guru who has interest in women, a guru who has interest in sex is not a guru but is anti-guru. Dattatreya is the innocence of all these three powers, and this guru was the one who then had a big tradition of gurus. In the same tradition, we had many gurus in our country, and especially in the area near Bombay, which is called as Maharashtra, they came as Nath. They were called as Nath. So the first one was Adinath, then Dattatreya, then Machindranath, then Gorakhnath, like that. A tradition of these gurus came.
Jai Shri Mataji. Shri Adi Guru Dattatreya, thank you for taking your birth as the combined forms of Shri Brahma, Shri Vishnu, and Shri Shiva, manifesting the innocent principle of Shri Ganesha. You created Dharma in this world with your birth. And with your 10 incarnations, you established that Dharma again and again, whenever we humans strayed off the right path. Without you and your 10 incarnations, it would be impossible for us to cross the ocean of illusion that is the Bhavasaga, the void, and to achieve our self-realization. Shri Mataji, thank you for teaching us the divine knowledge and giving us our self-realization. Thank you for bringing us across the void, establishing our dharma, and teaching us about Shri Adi Guru Dattatreya. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. We'll now offer the mantra to Shri Adi Guru Dattatreya. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Adi Guru Dattatreya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo. Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Jai Jai Bolo, Nirmal Ganesh ki, Jai Jai Bolo, Shivanandan ki, Jai Jai Bolo, Ashtavinayaki, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. Jai Jai Bolo Nirmal Ganesh ki, Jai Jai Bolo Shivanandan ki, Jai Jai Bolo Ashtavinayaki, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. Abodita dena sab sahaji ko, Nirmal Bhakti dena sabko. राधा कृष्ण जी की पुण्य भूमि पर एकता की शक्ति सबको है। जय जय बोलो निर्मल गणेश की, जय जय बोलो शिवानंदन की, जय जय बोलो अष्टविनायकी, श्री माताजी निर्मला देवी। जय जय बोलो निर्मल गणेश की, जय जय बोलो शिवानंदन की। प्रेम भक्ति गीत गाकर सब सहजी झूम लो। जय जय बोलो निर्मल गणेश की, जय जय बोलो शिवानंदन की। जय जय बोलो अष्टविनायकी श्री माताजी निर्मला देवी। जय जय बोलो निर्मल गणेश की, जय जय बोलो शिवानंदन की। जय जय बोलो अष्टविनायकी श्री माताजी निर्मला देवी। माँ की आज्ञा सर आंखों पर, ऐसी शक्ति देना हमको। रुद्र जी की पुण्य परम शक्ति से अज्ञान का नाश करो। जय जय बोलो निर्मल गणेश की, जय जय बोलो शिवानंदन की। जय जय बोलो अष्टविनायकी श्री माताजी निर्मला देवी। जय जय बोलो निर्मल गणेश की, जय जय बोलो शिवानंदन की। जय जय बोलो अष्टविनायकी श्री माताजी निर्मला देवी। जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो, जय जय बोलो।
I hope I told you the story of Janaka. Did I tell them? I don't know, but I'll again repeat. Like there was Raja Janaka, the father of Sita, father-in-law of Rama. And Narada went to him, another celestial being. He went to see him and he said, "How is it? You are a king, you move about like a king, you have everything like a king, you have gold and everything. And how is it people say that you are a Videhi, means you are above all these things, above your body? How is it?" He said, "All right, I'll tell you in the evening, but just now do me a job. You carry some milk in this pot." The pot had no rim also. So poor fellow was carrying that. The whole day he was carrying, got tired. He said, "Don't allow even a drop to spill out." He was looking at it all the time. In the evening he got tired, he put it there. He said, "Now, will you tell me, have I had enough of this?" He said, "What did you see when you were moving about with me?" He said, "Nothing. What could I see? I was just watching this milk, that it should not spill out." He said, "In the same way, I am at that stage where my attention does not spill out. That is the stage where you are achieving your self-realization, where the attention is completely enlightened by your spirit." Have you read the story of Sita's father Janaka? He was called as Videhi. He was the only one in the whole East is called Videhi. Videhi means a detached person from his being. Like that, he doesn't care for, as you can say, a real yogi, Videhi. The Deha is the body. He has gone beyond the body. And he was the one who had children, who had wife, who had his kingdom, and who was a great, what you can call a great connoisseur of heart. And when Nachiketa went to him, because he was with a guru, and whenever this king came to him, the guru would get up, touch his feet and make him sit on his seat. So Nachiketa asked his guru, "Sir, why do you touch his feet? He is a householder. Why should you touch his feet? Why should we all get up?" "Because he is the father-in-law of Rama, that's why you do it, is it?" He said, "No, not because of that, because he is Videhi. He is the one only who can give realization. Even Yoga Vasishta could not give realization. He is the only one who is authorized to give realization. We cannot give realization." So Nachiketa went to him and asked him, "Sir, can I know myself?" He said, "Why do you want to know? It's rather difficult." All those things he showed and tried to see if he is really willing. For a non-willing person it's very difficult. So he took his test and all that, and he said that, "All right, I'll see about it." Then he asked him to sleep in a room where he saw that it was very lavishly decorated and all gold, everything, and he was wondering, what sort of a yogi is this, surrounded by gold and everything, is sitting down here? And he is supposed to be the greatest yogi of the ages. How is he called a Videhi? Because he was a king, that was his life, and that's what he was like that. He was not taking money from anybody else's, opium, other people's money. He was not a parasite, it was his own kingdom where he was living. So he looked and he was surprised. So next day, Raja Janaka told him that, "All right, now first of all let us go and have bath in the river." So they went to the river, both of them were having a bath. While having the bath, a message came to the king that your palace is on fire. So he said, "All right, just now I'm meditating." He didn't say a word. "And don't disturb me." Still he was meditating. Then the message came that your people have all come out of the palace and they are going away. Then the message came that the fire is coming this side and your clothes and all those might get caught fire. Still he was meditating, but this fellow who was supposed to be the yogi, the one who had gone to learn detachment, ran outside for his clothes. You see, he couldn't leave even. He had very few clothes, but he ran outside. About these things which are so important, like a palace and your family, and all of them were running up. He said, "I was in tune with God." That is the truth. The rest is all falsehood, is all maya, is all illusion. And why worry about the illusions? And he too had only one disciple whom he gave realization, is Nachiketa. This is the trouble. If they could give realization en masse, they may come down, but they cannot. And once person born on the 10th floor, the rest on the ground floor cannot make them understand. They cannot understand him. That's why Sahaja Yoga had to come as Mahayoga, as the greatest yoga.
Sri Raja Janaka, the first Adi Guru who incarnated on this earth, you showed us the example of the ideal ruler. O father of Shri Sita Mata, the incarnation of the Adi Shakti herself, you showed your disciple, Nachiketa, how to be detached from all material things. Even when your palace was burning down, you did not move, but just stayed in the witness state. You are Shri Videhi, the one who is detached, and you showed us how to watch our attention to bring it inside. When we are detached, our attention is inside, and when we bring our attention inside, we are detached. Thank you for exemplifying this quality of detached attention for us. Shri Mataji, thank you for teaching us the divine knowledge and giving us our self-realization. Thank you for bringing us across the void, establishing our dharma, and teaching us about Sri Raja Janaka. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Raja Janaka Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha.
sa re sa ni sa re ni sa ma re sa ni re sa ni sa ma re sa ni तेरे नाम को जिसने ध्याया उस पर रहती सुख छाया मेरे रोम रोम अंतर में एक तेरा रूप समाया तेरी महिमा तू ही जाने तेरी महिमा तू ही जाने शिव पार्वती के बालक शिव पार्वती के बालक जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक रे मानी धा पा धा पा मा पा मा ग मा रे सा नि सा रे नि सा मा रे सा नि सा रे नि सा मा रे सा नि जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक
We can say Socrates was the one primordial master after Abraham and Moses, who really made it very clear-cut understanding about spirituality. Of course, Moses and Muhammad, Abraham had different problems. Like Abraham had problems of talking to people who were really very, very ignorant. And Moses had problem with people who were very indulgent people. So he had to pass laws of Shariat. Moses passed the law of Shariat. And if you read Bible in the, I think in the first verse only it is written about Shariat. In the Irmaya, third book of Bible, that Moses had to pass these laws, different laws, to make people follow religion precisely. So he did not argue. He did not say why you should do it. Didn't give an answer. You do it like that. Because he thought these people are so ignorant that you cannot leave it to their freedom. That you understand this, or that you see the point. He could not do that way. So he just said, all right, these are the laws, these are the things, and you have to follow. If you don't follow, then you will be killed, your hands will be cut, this will happen, that will. Because the people were of that time. Now then you see how gradually, at the time of Socrates, people had evolved. They were much better people. So he could talk to them about something of wisdom, of honesty, of righteousness, of peace, of so many things he talked. And he could talk because people were worthy of that. Otherwise, he could have said, all right, you do this, you do that, you do that. But see the difference also in the circumstances, how what has happened. In the first circumstances, when Abraham had problems, then the people were absolutely good for nothing. Absolutely good for nothing. So he didn't know what to do with them. So only you can see in the time of Abraham that his own lifestyle, that was just a system where the family was building up and the relationships were building up, and he tried to work it on that level. So this is the great work of Mahakali power within us, that she creates illusions. Many people talk of Maya, this is Mother Maya, this is Maya, that is Maya. Is the work of Mahakali. She wants to test you. She wants to test you. But in Sahaja Yoga it's not such a strong one. For example, you know that Abraham had a son. One son he had after a long time. And God asked him that he should sacrifice his son. His wife Sarah also was feeling terrible that he has to sacrifice his son. So he went down to the place where the child was to be sacrificed. He made a fire, everything. And he was about to put the child on that fire, when the voice came, this is Mahakali, that you don't have to sacrifice your child. We have many such stories in Indian mythology also where they were tested. So to test Sahajogis also, this Mahakali helps.
Shri Abraham, you came on this earth to establish Dharma in the people of Israel. You showed us complete obedience and faith in God. As you went to the promised land and were ready to sacrifice your son at the command of God, you stopped the worship of idols to bring us closer to worshiping God in the formless and establishing a connection with the divine rather than just praying to a stone with no vibrations. You called God by the name of Jehovah, and thus you gave that name to the divine. Thank you for establishing the structure in our lives that helped us get closer to the divine. Shri Mataji, thank you for teaching us the divine knowledge and giving us our self-realization. Thank you for bringing us across the void, establishing our Dharma, and teaching us about Shri Abraham. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Abraham Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha.
So the understanding of Mother Earth about saints is very great. She knows who is a saint. She knows the feet of a saint. And that's why, so many things were created, like Moses. He went to the sea, and the Mother Earth came up for them to walk through. If all the Jews had walked, it would not have worked. But it was Moses and his saintliness that the Mother Earth herself came up and helped. In the same way, when Rama was building a big bridge between Lanka and India, the Mother Earth came up as a bridge. So we should not try to curse the Mother Earth for any mishaps on this earth. Then at the time of Moses, people evolved much more. They evolved, but still very ignorant. So they evolved to this point that he did not have to talk the things that Abraham talked. So he talked to them about getting out of Egypt, taking their freedom, getting out from there, and going to a place of more tranquility. But when they did that, he found these people on the way. When he went to get the 10 Commandments, when he came back, what he finds? Are you sure this is what you... दूसरा ले आओ, must be somewhere. It's all right, it's upside down. I think people have issued this. He'll bring. So the people who were at the time of Moses, when he had gone to get the 10 Commandments, started indulging into very, very immoral character, extremely immoral character. They were very immoral and were doing such horrible things that nobody can believe that anybody who tried to escape from the Egyptians were worse than the Egyptians themselves. So he gave this Shariat to them to change. Now then came the time when people were, despite all that, people were not so good, we can say, at the time of Christ. But they were not so immoral. They also could not understand Christ. So you see, despite all the human evolution, the human awareness evolving, the understanding about spirituality was very poor. And you could not talk to them. Now you can also see the circumstances of things. When the circumstances are such, like at the time of, say, Moses, that people are extremely immoral, they are doing all kinds of bad things, they are not bothered about their own destruction. The incarnations had to move absolutely to the right, because they were so left-sided. So the incarnations had to move absolutely to the right and say that if you do like this, this will have to do, the violence part.
Shri Moses, you incarnated to lead the Jewish people out of bondage, away from slavery and into dharmic life. You gave us the 10 Commandments to follow and become better people, the 10 valencies that every human being is born with. Thank you for establishing the Dharma within people, the human sustenance that allows our inner qualities to shine. Shri Mataji, Thank you for teaching us the divine knowledge and giving us our self-realization. Thank you for bringing us across the void, establishing our Dharma and teaching us about Shri Moses. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Moses Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha.
Zulzulvahe punya jalatsa nirazaraho nirazaraho Shri Viganeshwar sadhana shubhankara o zaraho Zulzulvahe punya jalatsa nirazaraho nirazaraho Shri Viganeshwar sadhana shubhankara o zaraho Ganarayala Viganasuraye Sharana Jite Ganarayala Viganasuraye Sharana Jite Bhakta Janana Bhayadavil Maranatite He Viganeshwar Charan Daye che Pajaraho Shri Viganeshwar Sadhana Shubhankara o zaraho Zulzulvahe punya jaratsa nirazaraho Shri Viganeshwar sadhana shubhankara o zaraho Krishna Shilitsa Mushaka Dhave Darashi Krishna Shilitsa Mushaka Dhave Darashi Taisha Parate Bhaktancha Sankatarashi Bhovya Chirante Mandir He Chir Sundaraho Shri Viganeshwar Sadhana Shubhankara o zaraho Zulzulvahe punya jalatsa nirazaraho Shri Viganeshwar sadhana shubhankara o zaraho
I wish all of you a very, very happy New Year today because it is Navroz, and Navroz is the day when Navroz started his work on this world. He was a great Sahajogi. He was an incarnation of Dattatreya himself.
Shri Zarathustra, you taught us about the struggle between good and evil, light and darkness. You taught us to use our free will to embrace our inner dharma and let truth prevail. You brought us closer to God, whom you named Ahura Mazda, the formless spirit, and whose name means the Lord of wisdom and the creator of this universe. Thank you for giving us the knowledge of light and fire to guide us towards the truth and away from evil. Shri Mataji, thank you for teaching us the divine knowledge and giving us our self-realization. Thank you for bringing us across the void, establishing our dharma, and teaching us about Sri Zarathustra. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Zarathustra Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Adi Guru Janakalaotse Adi Guru Janakalaotse Socrates Sai Niramalamai Nanak Muhammad Ibrahim Nanak Muhammad Ibrahim Nanak Muhammad Ibrahim Nanak Muhammad Ibrahim Musa Zarathustra Confucius Adi Guru Janakalaotse Adi Guru Janakalaotse Adi Guru Janakalaotse Socrates Sai Niramalamai Nanak Muhammad Ibrahim Nanak Muhammad Ibrahim Nanak Bhavasagar में कुंडलिनी माँ आदि गुरु बने गंभीरा भवसागर में कुंडलिनी माँ आदि गुरु बने गंभीरा भवसागर में कुंडलिनी माँ आदि गुरु बने गंभीरा पव पार करे बोध दिलाए पव पार करे बोध दिलाए गुरु पद दायिनी निर्मल माई नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम मूसा ज़ारतुस्त्र कन्फ्यूशियस ओ आदि गुरु जनक लाओत्से आदि गुरु जनक लाओत्से आदि गुरु जनक लाओत्से सॉक्रेटिस साई निर्मलमाई नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक धन धन भाग्य हमारे मली हम आत्मज्ञान सह मात्र कृपा धन धन भाग्य हमारे मली हमें आत्मज्ञान सह मात्र कृपा धन धन भाग्य
भाग्य धन धन भाग्य हमारे मिली हमें आत्मज्ञान सह मात्र कृपा विश्व निर्मला निर्मला निर्मला विश्व निर्मला धर्म सिखाए विश्व निर्मला धर्म सिखाए बोधदायिनी निर्मलमाई नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम मूसा ज़ारतुस्त्र कन्फ्यूशियस ओ आदि गुरु जनक लाओत्से आदि गुरु जनक लाओत्से आदि गुरु जनक लाओत्से सॉक्रेटिस निर्मलमाई नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक ब्रह्म विष्णु महेश की अबोधिता है आदि गुरु ब्रह्म विष्णु महेश की अबोधिता है आदि गुरु दत्तात्रेय है मात्रेय है दत्तात्रेय है मात्रेय है त्रिगुणात्मिका निर्मलमाई नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम मूसा ज़ारतुस्त्र कन्फ्यूशियस ओ आदि गुरु जनक लाओत्से आदि गुरु जनक लाओत्से आदि गुरु जनक लाओत्से सॉक्रेटिस निर्मलमाई नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक मोहम्मद इब्राहिम नानक
Now, since long, from ancient times, we have been hearing about the spirit. That we are the spirit, we have to become the spirit. Whether you take Confucius or you have Lao Tse or you have any Indian philosopher or you may be having any one of the others in the West where Christ has said many a times that we have to be spirit.
Now it's interesting the way you are seeing visions. Have you been to some other master before?
No.
No one. No one. Now you see, for this best thing is to know about Tao, which is your speciality. It's Chinese, in which he describes, you see, Tao Lao Tse describes the journey through the river Yangtze. I went myself to see that. So he says on the side or the banks, there are beautiful, very beautiful mountains and beautiful trees, and it's so beautiful that you feel like jumping out of the boat and going to these gardens and to these mountains. But what your aim is to go through this now is the Yangtze River, towards the river. So in the beginning, maybe there are some currents flowing, maybe you might lose faith in yourself, but by the time you reach near the sea, it becomes very silent and you have to go to the sea. That's the point is. So you see, all these are there. These are just enticing. It's all right to see, but it's nothing important. Because all this will keep you on a mental level. You'll be always thinking, what is this vision? What is that? There's nothing to be on the mental level. You have to go beyond. All right? If you don't see, don't bother about it. They'll disappear.
Like in China, Confucius said that you must become very virtuous, righteous, because Chinese were lethargic farmers and you must work. Humanism, he started. But now they found out that now they are going too much towards it.
Por ejemplo, en China, al principio Confucius le dijo a los campesinos de empezar a trabajar y de hacer algo, porque ellos estaban demasiado en el lado izquierdo, pero ahora se han ido de vuelta a los extremos.
So Lao Tse came. You see, they had to work it out because some people move like a pendulum on one side, then they have to move them on the other side. Lao Tse came, he talked of Tao.
Y entonces así fue como vino después Lao Tzu, que él habló del Tao, porque la gente se desplazaba tanto de un lado al otro como un péndulo que había que traer el equilibrio.
So all these great prophets tried to give you a balance, to give you the proper sense of law of God.
Sri Lao Tzu, you incarnated in China to teach us about the Kundalini, whom you called Tao. You showed us the path to self-realization, or the way. Through your holy book, the Tao Te Ching, you explained how to achieve the witness state, which you called Wu Wei. Thank you for teaching us to experience the joy of going inside and experiencing that oneness with the divine. Shri Mataji, thank you for teaching us the divine knowledge and for giving us our self-realization. Thank you for bringing us across the void, establishing our Dharma, and teaching us about Sri Lao Tzu. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Lao Tzu Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha.
I would say I am quite a great capitalist because I have all the powers.
Ich würde sagen, ich bin ein ziemlich großer Kapitalist, weil ich alle die Kräfte habe.
And I am the greatest communist because I can't live without sharing it with others.
Und ich bin auch der größte Kommunist, weil ich nicht leben kann, wenn ich diese Kräfte nicht mit anderen verteilen kann.
I am a very happily married woman. At this age, I am quite old. And I am traveling around the whole world, just sharing it with others.
Ich bin eine sehr glücklich verheiratete Frau. Ich bin auch nicht mehr so jung, aber ich reise trotzdem durch die ganze Welt, um diese Sache mit anderen Leuten zu teilen.
So you have to feel the capitalism within you. You have to feel the communism within you.
Man muss der Kapitalismus und der Kommunismus innerhalb von sich selbst spüren.
You have to feel the humanism of Confucius within you.
Man muss der Humanismus von Confucius innerhalb von sich spüren.
Whatever has been talked about, the theories, all that we had of a sublime nature, all are to be felt. The sublimity is to be felt within us.
Alle Sachen, wovon gesprochen worden ist, von sublime Sachen, subtile Sachen, die müssen innerhalb von uns gespürt werden.
Giving us joy.
Die müssen uns Freude geben.
Even the virtue, the righteousness, the goodness, the sweetness has to be felt within us, giving us joy. We should enjoy our virtue.
Jai Shri Mataji. Shri Confucius, through your incarnation, you taught us how to live life morally. You taught us about the importance of filial piety and established the maryadas of our relationships, showing us how to please God collectively as a community rather than just individually. You spoke about the Chenzi, the ideal personality or Sahaj Yogi, and showed us the path to becoming that which we were not able to achieve until now. Thank you for establishing the rules and regulations that enable us to live a Sahaj life. Shri Mataji, thank you for teaching us the divine knowledge and giving us our self-realization. Thank you for bringing us across the void, establishing our Dharma, and teaching us about Shri Confucius. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. Now we will say the full mantra for Shri Confucius. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Confucius Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Mataji.
Shariram surupam sadarogamuktam Yashacharuchitram dhanam merutulyam Manashchena lagnam gururangripadme Tatatkim, tatatkim, tatatkim, tatatkim Jai Mataji, Shri Mataji, Jai Mataji Kalatram dhanam putra pautradi sarvam Gruham bandhava sarvametadi jatam Manashchena lagnam gururangripadme Tatatkim, tatatkim, tatatkim, tatatkim Jai Mataji, Shri Mataji, Jai Mataji Sharangadi Vedo Mukhe Shastra Vidya Kavitwadi Gadyam Supadyam Kar Jai Mataji, Shri Mataji, Jai Mataji. Videsheshu manya swadesheshu dhanya sadachara vritteshu matto na chanyah manaschena lagnam guroranghi padme tatat kim tatat kim tatat kim tatat kim. Jai Mataji, Shri Mataji, Jai Mataji. Shama Mandale Bhupa Bhupala Vrinde Sada Sevitam Yasya Padara Vrindam Manaschena Lagnam Gururanghi Padme tatat kim tatat kim tatat kim tatat kim. Jai Mataji, Shri Mataji, Jai Mataji. Yashashchit katam dikshitana pratapa Jagatvastu sarvam kareyat prasada Manaschena lagnam guroranghi padme tatat kim tatat kim tatat kim tatat kim. Jai Mataji, Shri Mataji, Jai Mataji. Na bhoge na yoge na vavajamede na kanta sukhe naiva vritteshu chittam manaschena lagnam gururanghi padme tatat kim tatat kim tatat kim tatat kim. Jai Mataji, Shri Mataji, Jai Mataji. Aranyena vasasya gehena karye na dehe manovartate me tvarandye manaschena lagnam gururanghi padme tatat kim tatat kim tatat kim tatat kim. Jai Mataji, Shri Mataji, Jai Mataji. Gururashtakam ya pate punyadehi yatir bhupate Mataji.
Years before Christ, the great master Socrates in this country told the whole world that we have to know ourselves.
500 χρόνια πριν από τη γέννηση του Χριστού, ο μεγάλος διδάσκαλος Σοκράτης είπε προς όλους ότι πρέπει να γνωρίσουμε τον εαυτό μας.
And he was wisdom personified.
Και ήταν ο ίδιος η προσωποποίηση αυτής της γνώσης.
But he was killed.
Ωστόσο, τον καταδίκασαν σε θάνατο.
He didn't do any harm.
Δεν έκανε καμία βλάβη ή κανένα κακό σε κάποιον.
He just told everyone for their benevolence.
Αντίθετα, μίλησε σε όλους για το δικό τους καλό.
He didn't live for himself.
Δεν έζησε για τον εαυτό του.
And he lived for others.
Έζησε για τους άλλους.
He did not take any money from anyone for his knowledge.
Δεν πήρε ποτέ χρήματα από κανέναν για τη γνώση που κατήχε και που έδωσε.
Nor did he punish anyone.
Ούτε τιμώρησε ποτέ κανένα για κάτι.
But he was punished.
Αλλά ωστόσο τιμωρήθηκε ο ίδιος.
500 years later, Christ came in.
500 χρόνια αργότερα, ο Χριστός ήρθε.
He said also, know thyself.
Και εκείνος είπε επίσης, πώς να γνώρισε τον εαυτό σου.
Every scripture is saying that, know thyself.
Κάθε ιερό κείμενο λέει το ίδιο πράγμα. Γνώρισε τον εαυτό σου.
Like Buddha did not even talk of God because he did not want to put attention of people away. So he said, first know thyself.
Ο Βούδας δεν μίλησε για τον Θεό για να μην αποσπάσει την προσοχή των ανθρώπων από το γεγονός ότι πρώτα έπρεπε να γνωρίσουν τον εαυτό τους.
Maybe they were not given any chance to tell how to know themselves.
Ίσως τους ανθρώπους δεν δόθηκε ποτέ η ευκαιρία να γνωρίσουν το πώς θα μάθουν τον εαυτό τους.
But the time has come now.
So also you see the political ideas were started by great people like Socrates started it.
Така, например, политическите идеи бяха разработени от велики люди като Сократ.
Yes, and Socrates said that for the benevolence, the king has to be a benevolent king.
Сократ също твърдеше, че царете трябва да бъдат добри царе.
But his disciples like Aristotle really spoiled it.
Но неговите ученици, като например Аристотел, развалиха тази теория.
Still the politics was philosophy oriented.
И все пак тогава политиката беше философски ориентирана.
And then now it has become nothing.
All the people tried before, but very few could know.
Πολλοί άνθρωποι προσπάθησαν πολύ πριν να το κάνουν αυτό, αλλά πολύ λίγοι το κατάφεραν.
On the contrary, people never understood them and misused them, abused them, troubled them.
Από την άλλη μεριά, οι υπόλοιποι άνθρωποι δεν κατάλαβαν το τι ακριβώς αυτοί έκαναν και πολλές φορές τους κακοποίησαν, τους παρεξήγησαν.
In your great country, you had a person like Socrates.
Στην μεγάλη σας χώρα είχατε μια πολύ μεγάλη προσωπικότητα που ονομαζόταν Σοκράτης.
We never understood what a great person he was.
Ποτέ δεν κατανοήσαμε πόσο σπουδαία προσωπικότητα ήταν.
And what he wanted. Because people who were in charge, perhaps, were jealous of him.
Και τι ήταν αυτό που ήθελε ο Σοκράτης, γιατί ίσως οι άνθρωποι οι οποίοι ήταν στην εξουσία εκείνη την εποχή, απλώς δεν το θέλαν να γίνει αυτό.
We can't explain a man who is today accepted as a very great personality was condemned to death at that time.
Μια προσωπικότητα στο Σοκράτη, η οποία τη σύγχρονη εποχή είναι αποδεκτό, ήταν μια πολύ σπουδαία προσωπικότητα, εκείνη την εποχή δεν έγινε αποδεκτός.
Maybe that time our awareness was very low.
Shri Socrates, you taught us to learn and discover for ourselves by questioning and wondering, so that we become seekers of truth. You showed that the first step in self-realization or knowing oneself is knowing that we know nothing. Thank you for establishing, seeking within us, and showing us the path to self-realization. Shri Mataji, thank you for teaching us the divine knowledge and giving us our self-realization. Thank you for bringing us across the void, establishing our dharma, and teaching us about Shri Socrates. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. Om Tameva Sakshat Shri Socrates Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha.
In the Quran, it is described two states. One is the Qiyamah and another is the Qayamat.
Kur'an iki şeyden bahseder. Biri kıyam, diğeri de kıyamet.
We can be saved and can enjoy the Qiyamah.
Biz kurtulabiliriz ve kıyamette neşe duyabiliriz. Kıyamda neşe duyabiliriz.
Or we can be destroyed.
Veya da biz yok oluruz.
And suffer the Qayamat.
Ve kıyamette acı çekeriz.
So this is the time of judgment.
Şimdi bu zaman yargı zamanıdır.
It is described in all the scriptures.
Bütün kutsal din kitaplarında bu bahsedilmiştir.
Whatever you may believe, whatever you may think, makes no difference.
Sen neye inanırsan inan, sen ne düşünürsen düşün, bunun hiçbir önemi yok.
Whatever place you live, whatever country you belong to, has nothing to do with you.
Sen nerede doğmuşsan doğ, hangi ülkede yaşıyorsan yaşa, bunun senin kendi benliğinle hiçbir alakası yok.
Now, how the judgment is going to take place?
Bu yargı nasıl olacak?
Within us lies a power which our Creator has put it in a triangular bone called a sacrum.
İçimizde bizi yaratanın koymuş olduğu bir güç vardır. Bu güç sakrum kemiği denilen üçgen şeklindeki kemiğin içinde yer almaktadır.
This is the power which is going to give us the higher state of existence when we know ourselves.
İşte bu güç bize kendimizi tanıyabileceğimiz, yaşamımızda daha yüksek bir mertebeye ulaştıracaktır.
Otherwise, we are lost in the mess of this worldly illusions. This is the ruh.
Bu ruhtur.
This is the divine cool breeze of divine love.
Bu Tanrı'nın sevgisinin serin esintisidir.
And in your hand, on your fingertips, you can feel your centers.
Ve ellerinde, parmak uçlarında sen enerji merkezlerini hissedebilirsin.
That means your hand starts speaking.
Bu ne demek? Bu ellerin konuşmaya başlıyor demek.
That's what Muhammad Sahib has said. That at the time of Qiyamah, your hands will speak.
İşte Hazreti Muhammed de bunu söylemiştir. Senin ellerin kıyamet zamanında konuşmaya başlayacaktır.
So this is the time of Qiyamah when thousands and thousands of people have felt it.
Şimdi bu zaman kıyam zamanı ve bunu binlerce, yüz binlerce insan hissetmiştir.
If your hands don't speak about your centers, then I would not say you are a real Muslim.
Şayet senin ellerin bu enerji merkezlerini hissedemiyorsan, demek ki sen gerçek anlamda bir Müslüman değilsin.
This is said by Muhammad Sahib.
İşte Hazreti Muhammed böyle dedi.
So as a result, what should we expect is that our hands should speak.
İşte sonuç olarak biz ne bekliyoruz? Bizim beklentimiz ellerimizin konuşması lazım.
So that we get the knowledge about ourselves, about our centers.
İşte bu şekilde biz kendimiz hakkında ve enerjimiz hakkında bilgi sahibi oluruz.
We know about ourselves very well. Also we know that this body of ours is an instrument of God's wish.
Ve biz kendimizi çok iyi biliyoruz, kendimizi çok iyi tanıyoruz ve bu enerji merkezlerimizin de bizim kendimizi tanımamız için bir enstrüman olduğunu da biliyoruz.
Because now we are connected with the divine power. And we have all the knowledge which is absolutely true.
Çünkü artık biz Tanrı'nın gücünle birleştik ve bizim içimizde tamamıyla gerçek olan bütün bilgiler vardır.
So this is the path of absolute knowledge. This country was specially blessed by the Sufis.
Bu ülke Sufiler tarafından özellikle kutsanmış bir ülkedir.
They had the experience of the divine, but they could not explain how they got it.
Onlar bu Tanrı'nın tecrübesini yaşadılar, fakat nasıl elde ettiklerini izah edemediler.
But Muhammad Sahib has described that he was riding on a white horse, which is the Kundalini.
Fakat Hazreti Muhammed bunu anlattı. Beyaz bir ata biniyordu. Bu at Kundalini'dir.
And then he met Moses on the third heaven, which is true because we too know that all these prophets are on the third heaven.
Shri Muhammad, you incarnated on this earth to re-establish morality in the lives of the people. You stopped the worship of meaningless idols and instead taught us to do namaz, to God 5 times a day. You establish Dharma within the society, teaching of Islam, the surrender to God, whom you named Allah. You taught us about jihad, which was truly the war we had to carry out within ourselves to overcome our negativities and clear ourselves so that we can get self-realization and become perfect yogis. Thank you for teaching us about the difference between Kayama and Kayamat. Shri Mataji, thank you for teaching us the divine knowledge and giving us our self-realization. Thank you for bringing us across the void, establishing our Dharma, and teaching us about Prophet Muhammad. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Muhammad Sahib Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha.
Guru tod zamanvi khara maza. Guru tod zamanvi khara maza. Guru jod sabanvila mama maza. Guru tod zamanvi khara maza. Panire sasare gari gapasani sadagapa. Ananta yugatsa maza sampalashod. Sakala dharma satvacha mazazalahabod. Ananta yugatsa maza sampalashod. Sakala dharma satvacha mazazalahabod. Lopavilatrahi anikah krodh. Dhanamaya bhogashi zalo abhog. Guru tod zamanvi khara maza. Guru tod zamanvi khara maza. Sakshat Gurudev Guru ek mein. Guru dhyan punji duji nahi the. Sakshat Gurudev Guru ek mein. Guru सत्यमेव गुरु तोड्स मनवी खरा माझा गुरु तोड्स मनवी खरा माझा गुरु विण जीवन है खरकावरील बीज गुरु विण जीवन है खरकावरील बीज असुनी भुवनी परी पुठे नांकुरती गुरु प्रेम वृष्टिने जालिया बीज गुरु प्रेम वृष्टिने जालिया बीज गुरु ध्यान ते होई परिपूर्णची गुरु तोड्स मनवी खरा माझा गुरु तोड्स मनवी खरा माझा गुरु जोड्स बनवील मम माझा गुरु तोड्स मनवी खरा माझा. जय श्री माताजी.
When Nanaka came in, he saw that Hindus and Muslims were fighting. So he started his theme with Kabira, saying that Ram and Rahim are both the same. And how can you differentiate between the two? All their theme was like this, of integration of these two main religions which existed in India. That time there was no question of giving realization. People were trying to defend their faiths and fight each other and kill each other. Imagine. Created by the same spirit, fighting among themselves. How silly it must be and absurd. In many places, Nanak Sahib has proved that he was Muhammad. Once he was lying down and his feet were towards Mecca. So people said, how can you put your feet towards Mecca? He had Muslim disciples and also Hindu disciples. He said, all right, whichever way you say, I'll put my feet. So he turned round his feet. They said, still you are towards Mecca. He went round and round and round. Still they saw him facing Mecca. And they could not understand how it was that he was facing, his feet were towards Mecca, that Mecca was at his lotus feet. Same with Muhammad. Now all these great incarnations had a special power over water. Because you know, in the stomach we have our void and Nabhi Chakra, which is made of ocean. Ocean represents the incarnation of Adi Guru, Dattatreya. These had great powers over oceans and over water. Like Moses, he crossed the ocean by creating a road. That's one of the very significant things, which shows that the void can be crossed with the help of the Guru. And even Muhammad Sahib had a tremendous power over ocean. Then Nanaka once put his hand on a rock and water started coming out of that. People were amazed how it started, and that's why it is called as Panja Sahib. Panja means the hand. Panja means the 5 fingers, you see, like this. What do you say to this? This part, like that. Hand. Huh? Hand with 5 fingers. No, not the palm. The whole thing. Like this is a panja. Hand, but hand can be like this, you see. This way. There is no word. Alright. So this is panja, this is 5. And Punjab is 5 waters, 5 rivers. In that area are called Punjab.
Shri Nanak, you incarnated as the first Sikh Guru to solve the problems of the ritualistic Hindu religion. You taught us how to be good, moral people and re-established our dharmas that guide us in living a decent life. You spoke of one God and united both Hindus and Muslims by showing us that God is only one and the same. You also collected the work of realized souls in the Sri Guru Granth Sahib and established the worship of Ek Omkar, who is Sri Ganesha, the Param Chaitanya. Thank you for bringing us closer to God by showing us how to worship the Nirakar, the formless, through your miracles and teaching. Shri Mataji, thank you for teaching us the divine knowledge and giving us our self-realization. Thank you for bringing us across the void, establishing our dharma, and teaching us about Guru Nanak. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again.
Eva Sakshat Shri Guru Nanak Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha.
पहले नाथ लोग थे, वो भ्रमण करते थे, दुनिया भर में जाते थे और उन्होंने बहुत कुछ लोगों को शिक्षा दी। मैं तो आश्चर्य हुई कि ये लोग कहाँ कहाँ पहुँचे थे। कोलंबिया मैं गई थी तो वहाँ पता हुआ कि बोलीविया में ये लोग आए थे। अब कोलंबिया में अगर आप जाएं तो हवाई जहाज में ये चक्कर आने लगते, इतना ऊंचा है। और उस वक़्त तो सब पैदल ही लोग जाते होंगे, तो ये गए कैसे होंगे ये समझ में नहीं आता। रशिया के और भी देशों में इनका भ्रमण हुआ। और कैसे करते थे, कहाँ रहते थे, क्या पहनते थे, कुछ पता नहीं, क्योंकि वो दशा आ जाती है फिर कि आप एक चमत्कार पूर्ण इंसान हो जाते हैं। जैसे हम जानते हैं शिरडी के साईनाथ, वो कहीं भी उद्भव होता है उनका, कहीं भी आते हैं, कहीं भी किसकी मदद कर देते हैं। लोग कहते हैं कि माँ हमने तुमको देखा, हाँ देख सकते हैं, क्यों नहीं। ऐसे लोग अमर हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि उनके मारने वाली जो वृत्तियां खत्म हो गई, फिर वो अमर हो जाते हैं। और यही अमरत्व को प्राप्त करना ही शिव जी की पूजा है। Sahajogi tries to be funny, say he wants to drink wine. All right, he says drink wine. He drinks the wine and then he gets hit somewhere, his car falls off, or he's insulted somewhere, something happens to him, he's punished so badly that he says, oh God, what have I done? That's Vishnu. But Shiva is other way now. If you see, Shiva's style is this, that if you drink, he just disappears from your heart. You have a heart attack and you die. He also kills. One kills directly in a positive way, he definitely kills. The another one by recession. If Shiva disappears, how can you exist? That's one way. Second way is that those who are born with Shiva Tattva, like our Sainath was, Shri Sainath, people like that. Even the Devi sometimes can do that. They drink away all the wines of the world, all the poisons of the world, like Shiva did. So when Sainath found that so many people were smoking this tobacco, he smoked all the tobacco of the world, tried to smoke everything in Maharashtra so that nobody should get it. That's the style of Shiva, to take all the poison into himself and to absorb all the poison within himself.
The left hand side, as I told you, is the emotional feeling about things. You see, you feel tremendous love for others, and sometimes, people, I would say Sainath was one of them who had this left hand side gift with him, and he was love personified, and he was so much full of love for people that once there was a woman who was very poor and she couldn't celebrate her Diwali day, and he couldn't bear it, so he gave her some water, and the water became like oil, and she burnt lights in that. And it's a fact, you can do that, it's possible. I've seen people in India especially, there are some people who are writing books about me. There's one gentleman who saw in a photograph that was given to him by Sainath, his father, and Sainath had told him that mother is going to come and you will see her picture on my wardrobe, my robe. He's wearing a robe and my face is shown there on the folds. The folds are there. This man wrote a big book and was published, and he invited so many people. I didn't go for that, but so many people were there. And he talked about me. He said that this is what happened, this is a photograph, and this is the mother who has come and all that. But when I asked him, why don't you get your realization, he would not. Because he thought he's making money out of telling these things. Even it can become a very subtle thing. I would say there are people who are really thugs and those who are really, we can say, devils or antichrists.
Shri Sainath, you incarnated in the village of Shirdi to teach us simple lessons about how to live our life. In a time when Hindus, Muslims, Christians, village folk, and British officers were all fighting with one another, you brought peace, and through your miracles, you convinced everybody to give it all up and seek love, truth, and God. Thank you for teaching us the lesson of Shraddha, faith in God, and Saburi, patience for the divine plans to work out. Shri Mataji,
Thank you for teaching us the divine knowledge and giving us our self-realization. Thank you for bringing us across the void, establishing our dharma, and teaching us about Shri Sainath. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. Om Tvamev Sakshat Shri Shirdi Sainath Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha.
We can all stand up for Aarti. We'll offer Shri Guru Stuti.
Om Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Gurave Namaha. Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurti Dvandatitam Gagana Satrisham Tattvamasvati Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurutam Namami Chaitanyam Shashvatam Shantam Vyomatitam Niranjanam Nadabindu Kalatitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ध्यानमूलं गुरुर्मूर्ते पूजामूलं गुरुर्पादम् मन्त्रमूलं गुरुवाक्यम् मोक्षमूलं गुरुकृपा। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। नमो नमः।
बोलो श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी जी की जय। We can offer collective pranam and we can raise our kundalini and put ourselves in bandhan.
करा के गुरु स्वयं का बना दिया। गुरु तत्व ही राशि बनकर गुरु आपने जना दिया, गुरु तत्व ही राशि बनता, गुरु आपने जन मन यान तार गया, हुआ जीवन में प्रभात, तुझको नमन करे दिन रात, तुझको नमन करे दिन रात। जगदारी के गुरु रूप गोविंदा प्रधारे हैं, जगदारी गुरु रूप गोविंदा प्रधारे हैं, सहयोग से ध्यान करा के कितने पार उतारे हैं, सहयोग से ध्यान करा के कितने पार उतारे हैं। हर्षित मन बहु सुखी धन्य दे हमको जिसकी चाहत, तुझको नमन करे दिन रात, तुझको नमन करे दिन रात। गुरुओं के गुरु दारों में गुरु, तेरी है कल्याणी नाम, तुझको नमन करे दिन रात, तुझको नमन करे दिन रात। जगत गुरु है जननी माते, पूजन को बेताब हुए, जगत गुरु जननी माते, पूजन को बेताब हुए, क्षमा की देवी वेग स्वरूप नया अवरु पाप हुए, क्षमा की देवी वेग स्वरूप नया अवरु पाप हुए। मन में मगन मिला सहज कथन, निर्मल रे बरसात, तुझको नमन करे दिन रात, तुझको नमन